Welcome back to ZBTV. If you missed last week's episode where I tried to deliver a message to Sleepy Joe about his whole vaccine thing, go back and watch that episode now. But on this episode of Truckin It, and we're going to start off with some dash cam footage of the awesome fall foliage that was going on in front of me this morning down here in Texas as I was on my way back home from my tire service appointment. But as we do that, I'm going to, coming up on this episode, be talking about the Philips CPAP recall and the latest feature on the LiteX DriveCam brand of dash cams, as well as a general overview of why you should have a dash cam in the first place. It's not just for stuff like this, and that's coming up right now. So, welcome back to my channel, and thanks for tuning in. First things first is an update on my situation with the Philips CPAP recall. By gosh, 5 months has flown by since I got that recall notification from my DME about my CPAP machine. And, of course, y'all have obviously seen me get different CPAPs to try out since then. And let me tell you, Philips as a company has royally screwed up, and therefore I don't want you to just boycott their CPAP machines. I want you to boycott everything they make. Light bulbs, shavers, toothbrushes, audio accessories, and more. If you see the Philips logo on it, spelled Philips, and it's an electronic product, whether that be, again, toothbrushes, shavers, light bulbs, audio accessories, and anything else with their name on it, you need to put it down and find an alternative brand, because they have seriously mismanaged this recall, and they need everybody to speak up and let them know they don't make good products anymore. That's the first thing that I have to say about this. The latest that I've heard is that it's now expanded again to 15 million CPAP machines produced over a time period of 20 years. And the FDA is very pissed off at them. In particular, they're pissed off at Vitor Rocha, who is the CEO of the Respironics division of Philips. And they are also pissed off at Frans Van Houten, aka Frans Van Recall. So do not buy their products, period. Buy another brand instead. If you're looking for a CPAP, buy a ResMed, BMC, Fisher & Paykel, or someone else that is not named Philips. If you're looking for a travel CPAP, buy the Z2 or the Air Mini. Those are the best ones. Don't buy anything with the word dream in the name, because it's really becoming a nightmare with those products. And for those of y'all who are stuck on these machines because your insurance won't buy you a new one or you don't have the cash to pay for one, I am so sorry that this is even happening. Please call your DME. I'll give you a link down in the description below to where you can look up information on the recall. It's on Philips' own website, philips.com/src-update. And you can also visit the FDA's website for more information, and the FDA has some damning papers on them just over the last couple days. So if you're a driver who's on CPAP, you need to be aware of this. And you need to get on the phone with Philips, and you need to tell them your machine's junk, and we need to get this fixed. So I'm going to go on now to a new feature as we go into dash cams. So, I am telling you right now that if you want to protect your truck and yourself, you have got to get yourself one of these. Okay? Little dash cam. Now, one of the biggest dash cam vendors in the trucking industry, namely Lytx, spelled Lytx. They have come out with a new feature for their dash cams this past weekend, specifically on the SF300 model, which already has some sort of audio alert feature. Well, they have enhanced that audio alert feature into something that many fighter pilots are familiar with. Okay? If you've ever heard that little voice inside a Boeing branded fighter jet, you know the one. The one that has the girl screaming at you? Well, trucks now have that, thanks to Lytx. What they now will tell you is they will, if it sees you grabbing your drink, or a cigarette, or food, or your phone, it's going to say, distracted! Though not in that loud of a voice. If it catches you following somebody too closely for a couple more than a second or two, following distance. If it sees you disobeying that lower speed limit sign in Tennessee, the one that says truck 55, car 65, it's going to tell you, speed, 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 to try to get your attention and get you to slow down. And of course, if it sees a hazard and it sees a way for you to get out of it, it might give you directions on how to do it. It might tell you to steer right or steer left. And of course, it might even tell you to brake, brake, brake. So, just be aware that Bitchin' Betty is now on the drive cams. And you need to be aware of that so that you can be sure not to wake your co-driver if you're in a team environment, and so that you can use it as a training tool. And if you decide you don't want it turned on, you need to contact your fleet manager, safety department, or someone else who has the authority to turn it off. Speaking of dash cams, we're going to go into a little incident I had this morning on the way back from my Toyota dealer. So this morning, another driver, while I was on the way back from getting some brand new tires for my Tundra, he was behind me, kind of tailgating and in a rush. And I come up to an intersection, I check traffic for a couple seconds just to be sure that it was clear. Obviously, you'll see the red Fiat in the dash cam footage that went by just before he made his left turn in front of somebody. And by the way, you will not see the car that was coming in the dash cam video because, of course, my dash cam couldn't look left down the road. But needless to say, this driver of this Dodge Ram pickup truck, if I have his plate number, I have some additional dash cam footage of him speeding on the country road that he turned onto, and yeah, I tried to catch him to get his license plate, so you will see that in the next clip after this one. But right now, let's review the footage. So as I'm waiting to turn left here at this intersection, first thing you'll see is a red Fiat go by. And then right after that, this Dodge Ram will come around me and not even wait his turn. Also look at this next bonehead move here about how he pulls into a driveway without using the signal and by cutting across to the other side of the road. This truck right here. I hope that gives you a lesson on what an impatient bonehead looks like. So, yeah, say no to bonehead truckers. Please don't be one like this guy. Always obey and respect the speed limits on the road, whether a cop's present or not. Because your life or the life of someone else could be in your hands in that moment. This is why I also preach to y'all. I don't care if you have to buy a cheap one from Walmart, like this one, which I think was $8 at the time I got it, or if you have to buy a little more expensive one like this. Get yourself a dash cam and protect yourself from the boneheads that drive down these roads. Until next time, let's make your best trip your next trip. Keep learning, keep thinking, keep on trucking. Bye for now.